Hey guys, it's your best butt. It's Kelsey at the movies, yay!
We saw The Invisible Man starring Elisabeth Moss,
and The Invisible Man.
Okay. Which I think she's the lead in Handmaid's Tale, which is a series we haven't watched.
I've seen her face. Yeah. It's popular thing out there.
Invisible Man. This is at least, I know very little about this, but it's at least a storyline out there
that exists.
That it's had movies made about it in different ways. I am guessing it's been a long time since I've seen other adaptations of The Invisible Man. But I know, like, there was one with Chevy Chase, right?
That's the one that I remember, and that's one when you say Invisible Man, I think it's Chevy Chase. This is nothing like that movie.
Okay, I was like, it seems to me that any movie Chevy Chase would be in would be very different from the one we saw last night. So, this is just, somebody taking that
idea and making it like a thriller suspense thing.
Yeah, it was thriller suspense. I don't want to say anything else without getting into spoilers. Kelsey, go wait or skip.
Gosh, you know what? The whole intro, I didn't spend any time thinking about whether it was go wait or skip. I say wait to see this movie. I feel like this movie is a fun, jumpy, thriller, scary type movie that delivers on some of the promises, but ultimately, I feel as if there were some missed opportunities with the way that the movie was presented. I feel like sometimes it wanted to be one of those jump scare, intense movies the whole time, and it was intense from the beginning, but I found it a little lacking in it providing enough of that to be a super fun type of those movies.
I'm gonna say it's hard because I thought I had something in mind, and then Kelsey just shared what he thought, and now I'm like, I think I'm also gonna say wait, but I thought I might say go. So here's
you liked it a little more than I did.
Yeah, here's my explanation on that. If you are looking for a intense psychological thriller, like this is that. For me, it totally delivered on that. It was intense the entire movie, and I mean, when I go see a movie like this, that's what I want. So this is that movie. Now, the reason why I say wait is although the movie was made very well, the acting was great, even the writing, like the way it was adapted was all very good. I felt like it did maybe lack some depth, although it dealt with themes of abuse and narcissism.
PTSD was prevalent throughout.
Right, like all really great, but there was something missing. Maybe it was in the way of love. Like, I would have wanted that, like, and we'll get more in spoilers, but, like, I just felt like there was some kind of goodness that would have added a layer of depth to the entire movie that was missing. So that's why I say wait. Spoilers!
You know, here's one of the problems. As you were speaking, I thought, the problem that I had in this movie is that throughout most of it, I was left wondering with one thing. I was like, why is this guy like this? I don't understand.
Yeah, so Kelsey talked to me on the way home, like, he couldn't understand why the guy was the way he was. So the main character, protagonist, played by Elisabeth Moss, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, is very controlling and possessive and narcissistic. And it's like narcissism taken to the next level. Yeah. There is some high-level gaslighting going on. She has clearly been abused physically, emotionally, and it's one of those things where, like, you can't ever leave me, and if you try to leave me, I'm going to find you. Like, that kind of thing.
And also, he's like, I'm totally obsessed with you, and so what I'm going to do is create this invisible suit that I can wear and just really put my time into, like, doing all these crazy things to you. And that, I feel like, that's a pretty, like, big thing. It's not like he just put this on and wouldn't kill her or whatever. It was like he would go and pull her covers off of her and just like stand there.
It was like a slow lead up, right? Like he
so which makes sense for a movie, but I think what would make sense is I need to understand a little better. Well, this guy is clearly just nuts then, but he's nuts in a way that I would need to see before. Like, oh, this guy's nuts. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Like, because I didn't understand. I was like, why is this guy so like he's super rich? You know, he's not like, he doesn't look like Quasimodo or anything.
Kelsey, like, you just didn't understand like why he would spend his time in this way.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, so I don't know. I can't answer that. But I do know that there are people out there that get really possessive when they date people or marry or when they're with somebody. I've always had
a hard time understanding like the possessive thing.
Yeah.
I've seen like the jealous thing. I've never been that kind of person, and I don't. It's hard for me to understand when people are like that, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I talked about like that the movie was missing like an added layer of depth was because they're just like, I mean, the jump scares and the tenseness throughout the whole movie was really good. And there was even like, if you've seen the trailer, you know, like in the movie at the very start, it's the situation that leads to what you see in the trailer, which is when he runs up to the car and bangs on the window like that. So you already know that that's going to happen, yet I was like, like tense the whole time, and I knew that he was going to end up behind her in the car, but she was still going to get away. So the movie in that way was made so well. But yeah, between her sister and she was staying with a friend of her sister's, which was a single father who had a daughter, and she was living with them while she was adjusting to life apart from her boyfriend. There was just something like missing there, and I don't know what it was, but I wanted like something more. It was more like that guy who she was staying with, he was just there to like serve a role.
To take his shirt off and be like,
he didn't take his shirt off ever.
He had his like, he had his undershirt on, but it's like he's like, hey.
But like, if he was just there so that the protagonist of the film like had a place to be. I didn't really feel like that relationship so here's what it is. He had a key opportunity. This character had a key opportunity towards the end of the movie to be somewhat hero-like. Yeah, heroic. I was going to say hero-like, heroic. And did not deliver on that. Now, I get that the main character, it's her that's the hero. She's the one who rises above.
More heroic.
Who rises above being abused and a victim and all this stuff and fights back and takes control. I get that, but it doesn't mean that the people around her don't have, like, can't take opportunities to be heroic. And, like, in this, like, situation, like, I was like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Because he's also, like, he's super, like, he's tall and muscular and seems like the protector. And yet, when it came time to protect, it was kind of like...
I mean, to be fair to him, he's fighting someone who's invisible.
But he's invisible. Like, it's not that you can't feel him. Don't you think that, like, if you were blindfolded and somebody was, like, fighting you, that you might, like...
Me? I would have a hard time with that. Now, if I was a jiu-jitsu master, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master, then you could just grab him. Like,
I just felt like it was, like, I don't know. I expected more. Maybe this is like a Rachel, you're totally wrong. If you were blindfolded fighting somebody.
It would make things more challenging, but it's a movie. And, you know, for me, yeah, like, I would just whip anybody without any eyes, probably.
Yeah.
I thought that it was on the cusp of being a really good movie. So it's pretty close, but it didn't just quite check all the boxes. I thought there were a lot of choices. This happens in movies a lot, but there are a lot of choices that the principal character makes where I was like, what? Like, people think, everybody thinks you're crazy, and you finally find this guy's cell phone, and you don't put it in your pocket immediately. Like, that seems like that's going to be important later. And then, of course, later, it was important because you didn't have it, and you were in jail, and you got put in funny farm. You know what I mean? Like, but I was like, in the moment, I was like, how did you not grab that? Why would you not? You find this huge piece of evidence. You have it in your hand. I get there's a lot going on, but I don't know. I would think that that's one of the most important things that is happening at the moment.
My biggest question about the protagonist was, once you know that you're being stalked by an invisible man, why are you not carrying around a bag of flour, a like spray gun full of paint, something where anytime you feel like he's there, you can spray it so you can see. I felt like that would have been an easy way to also like tell people, hey, he's right here in this room.
There were other things where I was like, I know if I was in that situation, I would just be like erratically running around with that knife, just like, you know,
stabbing like everything.
Yeah, because you don't know. And there's a whole list of things like this that happen in the movie. Even at the end of the movie where we're in spoiler section, but where
Yeah.
she shoots she shoots the Invisible Man. She stopped pulling the trigger after 2 shots. I was like, you better empty that clip, girl. I don't understand. You got 17 in that chamber. You better shoot this person because this guy can make himself invisible. So I would just assume that because the guy didn't drop, and she just stopped, and I was like, you need to keep shooting. Yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, I pulled my hand up and I was like, keep pulling that trigger until he's down. I don't understand this.
Right.
So I feel like it was an almost good movie, but had enough of the things, which is more about the writing of the movie, where I couldn't understand the characters.
Yeah. Other than that, I think the movie did deal with themes of abuse within a relationship, and although this was a kind of high level, very imaginative, not possible situation, you could take this as a representation of an abusive relationship, and you see how the character moved and grew and changed in her life to be able to not be controlled by this guy any longer.
Yeah, so she solves the problem at the end with murder, which I know that it fit the story, but I was like, oh no,
I think since you're writing something that's fiction, maybe you could have had a different ending. But also, I couldn't necessarily say that it was wrong. This guy just was able to, lie and manipulate events so that, she was, in a mental, place, locked away. I don't know. And once, I couldn't get him on tape. She was trying to get him, on tape, admitting to what had happened. And he wouldn't do that. I might just be like, I can't live like this anymore. Yeah, you gotta die.
I guess because by the end of it, I didn't, because they never sold me in the beginning.
On the guy and how abusive he was? Yeah. That was hard for you to be like, well, maybe he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it was just hard for me to be like, yeah, you should definitely slit his throat. You know what I mean? That's a big jump from...
Right. The last thing I'd like to say is, can somebody commit suicide by slitting their throat? Is that plausible?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the end, she put on an invisible suit and slit his throat. So on the cameras, it looked like he did it himself. She took the thing in his hand and did that. I didn't know that was a way people could.
Yeah.
The knives in the movie were super sharp. So everybody should know if you come to my house and try to kill me with a knife, it's going to take a little more work than it did in this movie. In this movie, it was, simple. I am sawing onions in our kitchen.
It's going to take a lot more work.
Okay. Anyway, so there's our review on The Invisible Man. And, hey, if you enjoy these reviews, please like, comment, or subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe.